Loshak at? The bottle's getting empty up the Kraken. We stacking chips, all of it's what I want. Plus money winners, that's what I'm on. You can say I'm gone. I prefer elevated public sports radio. Time to get educated, get produced. Leave the juice, letting loose with so much abuse that the bookies wanna call it truth. They getting slaughtered. Can't forget Jeff and low baggers in the chat. That's a lethal weapon, 'cause we be pubbing.
All right. Hey, everyone. Welcome into Betting with Bouquett. My name is Jose Bouquett. Peter Loshak in the middle of the ocean, so he will not be joining us today. Enjoy the cruise, Mr. Pete. I will be hosting the show today. It's nice to see all of you in here bright and early on a Tuesday morning. It's nice to see everyone. Short, or I wouldn't say short, but I would say shorter show than usual. With me, typically, these aren't fully feature filmed shows. Here we have about 19, 20 games to talk about. Few NHL, college basketball with Conor Mac and NBA with Conor Mac. Gogster here for the NHL. Excited. I've already made some NHL bets. As you know, we host these, or when I host these shows, got to make some bets to get the action going, and all of them in the NHL. So I'm excited to talk to Mr. Gogster about it. Have some looks. We'll see if my NHL capping can get brushed off here. So it's nice to see everyone. BT, Justin McElvey, Rocco Rogers, Morgan Spooner. By the way, Morgan Spooner dropped in his favorite play of the day, Miami, Ohio, +1.5. So shout out to you, Morgan. And our stacks play of the day in here as well. Arkansas +3 there. So thank you, both of you, for dropping those in there. Justin, thank you as well. Consistency, I appreciate that. James Farm, the chosen one. All you guys, thank you. Rocco dropping in an over for Av Sens. Let's get into it. I transparently here, guys, I got some news this morning that put me in a really pissed off mood. Just really set me off and really pissed me off. So might not be in the best mood ever. Your jokes might not hit as well with me, but you guys are still as funny. I promise you that is only me with sand in my pussy today. So I appreciate you guys for being in here. Let's try to turn this mood around, and let's bring on my favorite Canadian, your favorite Canadian. Mr. Gogster joins us. Gogster, how's it going?
Doing good today. Good to have you on the show there with us. Looking forward to capping hockey with you and everyone else in chat. Let's get after it. It's a balmy, cold. It's cold everywhere. So let's heat up on the ice here today, buddy. Let's get after it. Yeah. It
is indeed cold everywhere. I told you just now, 20 degrees in San Antonio. So I'm ready for the hockey. The weather is getting me in the hockey mood, and I have some bets already locked in for the hockey slate. And let's start off with one of those bets here in Colorado Avalanche versus the Ottawa Senators. Gogster, I have not checked daily face-off today, so you'll have to help me with some goalie confirmation.
A lot of news here. A lot of news, yeah.
Okay, well, great. Go ahead. And who's in goal for us? We'll start off with that.
Well, it looks like it's going to be an AHL slate, kind of all AHL game here. We got Matt Sogard. This guy actually played here in Belleville there, Jose. So I got to see this guy a lot. He's 6'7", probably 6'8" on skates. Okay. He's a massive. He's from Denmark too. We call him the Great Dane. He's actually having a really good year though here for Belleville, guys. He's 8-5-2, but he's got a .920 save percentage, Jose. 2.48 goals against. And Belleville was just on an 8-game winning streak, their best in their whole their franchise existence since 2017. They had their Sorry?
Only 8 wins is the franchise record?
Yeah. You know what? We've gone through some hard times, but 8 straight wins. That was that broke the record since 2017. They've been playing really good hockey. There's a good reason he's been called up. I'm surprised it wasn't sooner. Have you guys been watching Ottawa? Korpisalo, he's been just not the goalie they've imagined. They signed this guy to a big contract, and then their other goalie Forsberg there, Jose, he just got hurt. He's going to be on the shelf for a while. So look at Sogard. Keep a close eye on this guy. He's going to have to step up, and I do think he will here, guys. I think he's going to have a good game, but playing in the NHL against Colorado, Jose, they're on a back-to-back where they lost Colorado last night, guys, 4-3 to Montreal. Bad loss. And then who's going to be going tonight? They had Prosvedov listed. This is an AHL goalie too, but I'm not expecting Prosvedov, Jose. They had a guy named Justus Anunen. He plays for the Colorado Eagles, guys. This is going to be his first start this year in the NHL. If you look at Sogard, it is his first start too, guys, but he's had 19 last year, so he's a lot more seasoned, I would say, than Justus Anunen. And Justus did play this team. So did Sogard back in 2022. 5 goals against from Sogard, 2 from Noonan, but this is a much more seasoned Sogard here. With that being said, guys, I do think we're going to see goals. This Ottawa team, they haven't been able to really stop anybody. And then looking at Colorado, Jose, they've allowed 5 of 6. Both teams have scored 3 goals. And then you got AHL-style goalie coming into play here in Ottawa, too. Horrible road trip. So this is a big game for Ottawa, despite their power play has been pretty weak last 3 weeks. Both teams' penalty kill has been poor as well. We're going with goals here, Jose. I think it's going to be a goal fest. I took both teams to score 3 goals in this game. It's going to be tough with this goaltending. And then also, I would not be on Colorado, guys. The numbers, it's fishy. It's only plus 110, I think it is on Ottawa right now. But there's a lot of injuries to Colorado guys. Nichushkinin, he's actually on the player assistance program now, Jose. I think he's just too much of the bottle. He needs to get off the bottle. So he's not going to be in the lineup for the next couple months, I think. And then Jackson Wood, Byram, key defenseman's also out for Colorado. So, or at least day to day. I think goals are live here, and I wouldn't talk anyone off the sense, Jose.
Yeah, well, Gogster, I'm glad you're not going to talk anyone off the sense because I am on the Ottawa Senators. I'm on the first period and full game here. Colorado, you mentioned them. They've been kind of on a heater. You know, they had that loss against Montreal last time out yesterday, 4-3, which I would have really loved for them to win that game. So they could come in on a 4-game winning streak, and those teams would have been Montreal, but they lost. Toronto, Vegas, and Boston, 3 really good teams there. And I feel like the Avalanche might just be lacking motivation here because, as I've been told many times, Ottawa sucks balls. And for some reason, this is a pretty close line. High total. I think there's going to be goals as well. I'm on Ottawa first period and full game here. I think they win this game, and I think the tired legs, maybe some lack of motivation, will get Ottawa past this. So I'm on them first period minus 105 money line and full game money line minus 101. I thought it was pretty shocking low line. I couldn't believe it at all.
It is a very shocking low line. Now, the one issue scoring wise for Ottawa, they're not going to have Josh Norris. You guys know Josh Norris. He is one of their top goal scorers there, Jose. Just looking at daily faceoff here, they've confirmed a couple players here. I'm just trying to bring it up here real quick. But they're not as deep as I want to see for. They're not as deep, Ottawa. Like they got Kubalik, Chartier, Joseph. Actually, you want to see Joseph. He just came back actually from injury, but we're going to want to see some goals. I'm still going to trust this both teams to score 3 goals, guys. Ottawa, I expect them to win this game. This line is kind of fishy, but it's a good spot for the Sens. And with the motivation is 100% there for Ottawa, Jose. Colorado, they're not going to be an easy out. They're really not going to be an easy out. They also have, like I said, the injuries are there. So expect this to be a tight hockey game. I think there's going to be goals, though, especially weak penalty kills and 2 AHL goalies that are going to have their first starts in the NHL.
Yeah. Well, I think this is my favorite play on the NHL board, actually, shockingly enough. I'll wrap this game up with just this. I know Jimmy doesn't touch on it very much, but I did look at the money splits in this game. Yep. Luckily, the money line here is kind of low, so we can look at it. 82% of the bets and 82% of the money on the Avalanche there. Not really surprising, and yet it's moved towards Ottawa. This line opened at minus 125 for them, and you can see it's dropped a little bit. So I'm excited to bet it here. I'm on Ottawa, and we move on. Obviously, if I watched hockey frequently, I would be much more hesitant to bet Ottawa here. But that is one of the advantages of not watching as frequently. You don't have those biases coming into these games. So
yeah, I think that's a good point, Jose. Like, watching Ottawa there,
you know how bad they are. I don't know how bad they are.
They fired their coach mid-season here, and then they're still not really responding. But looking at someone in the chat here, Lucas R., he's saying Brady Tkachuk, the captain, he's actually been playing a lot better, guys. He's had 4 points in his last 4 games, and he's having shots on goal, Jose. He's had at least 4 shots on goal in his last 5 games. So maybe an over. If you can get 2.5 on Chucky there, guys, shots on goal, maybe minus 125 or so. I don't mind that look there from Lucas R. Great point in the chat, because with no Norris, someone else is going to have to be shooting the puck here. And our guy Stutzel, our German friend there, he has not been performing that well under this new regime. So I like that look there from Lucas Arthur on Tkachuk. Yeah.
Shout out to Lucas Ryan, who did say that Bobana was his favorite Canadian, but we'll
I can take 2 spots. There's a lot of Canadians. I'll take 2.
Okay, it's fine. That's a big man of you right there. I personally, I would not accept the number 2 role, but you know what? You're a bigger man than I. There, Gogster. Next game, Seattle, New York Rangers here, and yet another bet for me, Gogster. I am on the Seattle Kraken here first period. I'm going to take them early. Shout out to my father, James the Bag. I've learned a few things that if you're going to take NHL underdogs, take them in the first period. That's why I did the first period full game split there with Ottawa. But I like Seattle here. Now let's talk about the Rangers real quick, and you'll get into the goalies here soon here. I'm assuming we're getting the stud here, but we'll talk about that here soon. So see, the Rangers lead the series 1-0. They beat them 4-1 last time out, but the Rangers 1-4 their last 5. They won their last game to break a losing streak. It was a back-to-back against Washington. Washington sucks balls, though. I've heard they're getting better, but I don't classify Washington as a good squad still. Shout out to Ovi. 3-2 loss against them. Seattle, a 5-2 loss. Vancouver, 6-3 loss, and you lose against at Montreal 4-3 in an overtime or a shootout. This is their third game in 3 nights. That back-to-back again against Washington, I think, drains the legs a little bit, and I think that we can get on the Capitals early here. So I'm going to take the Seattle Kraken first period here again. I got plus 145 there, so I'm getting rewarded at the very least for my troubles here. I'm betting the underdog, but I like this line. It is a little concerning. It opened up at minus 195. It has kind of trickled towards the Rangers here. It's kind of tough to look at the money splits for this one, obviously, because, high money line, no one wants to bet that, but a home game at MSG and the Seattle Kraken are on an East Coast road trip here. I could see why everyone might like the Rangers here, but I think those tired legs catch up to them in the first period. I think Seattle could squeak one through here, and it's a low total. I also thought about taking the under here. Shout out to my father again, Jimmy. Whenever I see those 5.5s, I always want to bet under there. So I do like the Kraken here. I took them first period. Definitely thought about taking the under here as well. Not sure if I am going to take that under, but I am on first period already. What about you, Gogster? What do you think?
Excuse me. The under is more appealing, I think, for me, Jose. The reason why I'm really hesitant or I'm not taking Seattle, guys, the injury report is starting to get a little heavy. The laundry list is filling up for Seattle Kraken now. Larson, he's just day-to-day now. Vince Dunn, one of their top defensemen, he's day-to-day. Matty Beniers, and then also Burakovsky. So you're missing now 4 players that when they were winning all those games, Jose, not too long ago, especially on that road trip, they were a healthy hockey team. And then Belmar has been out for a while, Grubauer too. But those 4 players are listed off, guys. That's not a good spot. I think I know you're listing off. There's a good point you brought there, I would say, Jose, with how many games they've had in a row. Kind of a bad spot with Washington there. They played so many in a row. St. Louis. This is a spot for them to take advantage of Seattle, guys that are just banged up. You're going to have Drieger going. They're on a back-to-back too, Jose. Seattle. They lost 3-0 shutout. And I don't really think they have a lot. It's not like it's going to get any easier tonight against the Rangers, who have lost, 4 of their last 5. They're a better hockey team than that. And then looking at how the reason too, Jose, they were losing all those games. I remember because we always check the injury report, guys. They were banged up. They had Zibanejad out. They had a couple other guys out. Now they're healthy. This Ranger team is pretty much healthy. Yeah, Pitlick's day-to-day. Hedl, he's been out for a while. And then Harpur. But Zibanejad and their main guys are back in the lineup too. So the Rangers should get this one done. And even a Seattle team total under, I wouldn't mind. I think I would expect Shesterkin to have a solid game here. His numbers haven't been as strong as they've been in the past. But after being banged up in this 5-game road trip, they got Edmonton too Thursday, Seattle. So tough spot, I think, for Seattle here, guys. I took Rangers in regulation, minus 125, Jose.
All right, beautiful. Jordan Norman likes that as well there.
Go, Jody.
Hopefully we both can get cash this, Gogster. I'd like 1-0, and then you can have the rest of the game. They could score 6 goals after that. I don't care. But it'll be a fun one here for
Yep.
sure.
And you know what? One thing, I like your first period because anytime a team gets shut out 3-0, they're probably going to, the first period is where you're going to want to back them. I would agree there. But as this game goes on 60 minutes, I want the better, healthier hockey team. So I think, we got a shot here. Fingers crossed. 14-6 too. Just some numbers. 14-6 are the Rangers at home. So they are a strong home team. But first period, I'll root that one on for you, buddy.
All right, first period in there for me. Gogster likes regulation. Let's move on to Anaheim, Washington here. We've got a couple of just disgust bucket games here, and this is one of them. I like I said, I think the Capitals are just not a good hockey team. I'm not backing them here. Maybe they're on a mini heater, but I want no part of this game here. Washington leads the series 1-0, a high-scoring 5-4 victory last time out. Anaheim 1-4 in their last 5. They're a bad team. They've given up at least 3 goals in all 5 of their last games. So maybe you can look over here, a team total over for Washington, but I'm not there. And then Washington, like I mentioned, they're not good, but they're in a win-loss streak right now, 2-3 in their last 5. Again, maybe you could convince me this is a high-scoring first period, just based off what their results were last time out. And again, I just don't trust either one of these squads, so I stayed off this game. Gogster, what about you?
This is a very ugly hockey game. I would agree there. But just in the chat, there's someone in the chat. I wanted to bring this up real quickly. Just bring up Decord. Joey Decord, yeah, he was in last night there, Jose. He's been a big reason why they've been winning. And Drieger is looking like he's going to be going. So real tough spot for Seattle. But looking at this game, guys, ugly. Ovechkin, is he going to be in? He was skating, Jose, but he wasn't on the power play unit. So he might have limited minutes this tonight. Sandin is also day-to-day tonight. He might be in, might not. Milano. And then on the other side for the Ducks, Seegers has been out for a while. Max Jones could be returning, but then Minty and then Leeson, a couple young players who have been a lot of production for this Ducks team. Those 2 players have been given a lot of production. They're going to be out or at least day-to-day. Power plays 9%, 17%, just brutal in the last 3 weeks. And then 69% penalty kill for the Ducks, 71% for the Capitals. So I would lean Capitals here. They should be able to get this one done. But the Ducks are coming off a big win their last game against the Florida Panthers, 5-4. So it's going to be a no bet for me, guys. I would lean towards the Capitals here. Maybe tired legs coming off that back-to-back, going from Florida all the way to Washington too, and a bit of a trip. So yeah, I would lean Washington, but going to be a no play here for me.
Yeah, no play for me either, but I like the people in the chat putting Anaheim team totals in there as well. Shots Enough Flush, and I believe Slatsy was the one that put that in there as well. But yeah, Rocco, I will put it at team total over. Yeah, I like it, so I'm not going to move on it, but I like those looks there. Better hockey game, but a team that's been struggling. Los Angeles Kings here versus the Dallas Stars, who I call a 2-period hockey club. Gogster, just remember that they're a 2-period club.
Dallas.
Once they get into the 3rd period, they fold up, those Dallas Stars. And I just say that based on the one hockey game I've been to. They're fucking up, cruising, and then who knows? The Colorado Avalanche score like 6 goals unanswered in the 3rd period. 2-period hockey club, this Dallas.
So you know what that tells me, Jose? They're against a good hockey team. They're going to struggle. A team that can win, like Colorado. And who are they playing tonight? They're playing
an allegedly good.
Yeah, allegedly. That's
team.
right.
We've heard my father Jimmy saying he thinks they're going to make the Stanley Cup. I agree with him for a long time, but now the Kings are, they're hitting the shits, Gogster. I don't know exactly how many losses in a row they've had at this point. Actually, good news for them. They won their first game in a while last night. But till then, it was like 0-5. They finally beat the Carolina Hurricanes last night, 5-2. That's a good Hurricanes team, too. So maybe that's the thing that gets them going. But I don't know, Gogster. I find this to be a difficult game that I just need to keep watching the Kings and to see what they're going to do here. I probably pass this game, but if you have to give me a gun-to-head situation here, it's definitely Kings full game just for a good plus money price. But I just don't want to fade the Stars here, even though they're a 2-period hockey club.
Yeah, this is a real tough game for me to pick. 2 teams that are going to make the playoffs. 21-19 for the LA Kings. They were hot. They were hot as a fish oil there on the pan when they were back in November. But now they've kind of sizzled. It's really Talbot, guys. Like how good is Cam Talbot? That's my question, Jose. He had really good numbers beginning of the year. Kind of he's kind of sizzling off is the best way for me to put it, because this is a good hockey team. They got a good coach too, in my opinion. And then Dallas. This is two teams that I think we can get. I think we can get some goals, but if I'm thinking, guys, I'm not betting. I don't want to be throwing my money on some thoughts. I have here a tough game to bet confidently. So both penalty kills. I got a lot of coffee in me, Jose. 89% for LA Kings, 81% for Dallas. But then the power plays are humming, 25 and 29%. Heiskanen's out, Wedgwood's day-to-day, but they got Ottinger back, Jose. That's a big reason, or not a big reason, but it's going to help this team going forward to getting Ottinger back. Wedgwood had way too many starts. He's not a full-time goalie, so that's kind of why they're losing in the third period. You have a stronger goalie, that's definitely going to secure more wins for a team in the third period, or at least if you have the lead. Talbot's been pretty bad of late. He's 0-3-2, 8.93 save percentage, but that big win last night, it wasn't Talbot. It was Red Light Riddick, who actually had a really good start. You never know. I'd stop calling him Red Light Riddick if he's going to start playing good. I'll call him by his first name, David. David Riddick. He's been playing better hockey. So I have no clue really what this is going to be. It could be a low scoring game. It could be like this is a tough hockey game for me to pick confidently, Jose. So I'll leave this one on the shelf. Root anyone on. That's whatever they're playing here, but. Lizotte, just a quick injury report too here. Lizotte for the LA Kings, he's day-to-day, so he might not be in the lineup for the LA Kings, the top second, third line forward. So just keep that in mind. So no play.
Yeah, no play for me. Good game. Will be fun to watch, but no action for either of us there. Let's go on to our next game. We appreciate everyone in here. As always, let's talk about Winnipeg, New York Islanders. I think obviously, I don't follow hockey as closely as you do, Gogster, but I would say Winnipeg probably the surprise team of the season so far, playing this well. I know their goalie is ridiculous, allegedly. I get this is a low total. Well, okay, I think this should be a lower total, as I guess is what I should be saying. First of all, Gogster, are we getting both legitimate ace goalies here?
We're getting Hellebuck, and then we're not getting Sorokin, and they had a back-to-back last night. So we're getting an AHL goalie for the Islanders.
Yeah, so that makes sense, I guess. If it was Sorokin, maybe we'd get the 5.5. But yeah, I want nothing to do with this game then. I don't love Winnipeg, honestly, Gogster. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is this a team just based off or built off of Hellebuck? Because I've heard him, obviously the best goalie in the league this year. I've heard it's not very close either. Are they a high scoring team, or they just let Helly do the work back there, Gogster? I have no action in this, but let me know what you think about this game. No,
they're a deep hockey team here. Nikola Ehlers, I'm seeing here maybe a little day to day. I expect him to play, but they're a deep hockey team, Jose. Their guy Kyle Connor, that's their main goal scorer. If you guys know the Jets, Connor, he's number 81. He was out for the last few months, and they had guys like Gabe Velarde stepping up. There's Cole Perfetti, Alex Iafallo. What they've done, that trade for Pierre-Luc Dubois, who's now like on the fourth line, is looking just beautiful for this Winnipeg Jet team. And then defensively, they've been healthy all year. This is just like the locker room's probably just like everything that could go right for the Jets is going right now. They're healthy. Their coach too. I'm a huge fan. It's in my mind right now. Rick Bowness. He's going to take these guys pretty far, in my opinion. But in this game here, the Islanders, they just got shut out last night, Jose. 5-0 against Minnesota. Just a really bad. You don't see that.
That's tough. Is that Marc-Andre Fleury in goal too?
I'm not sure who's in net there. I'll pull it up.
That was ugly. Yeah. If it's Marc-Andre and you're getting shut out by him at this elder age, that's tough business. But we kind of know that the Islanders have never been an offensive bunch.
No, they haven't. But if you look quickly, like if you look at what they've been doing this year, Jose, they've been scoring a lot of goals. And Sorokin, he's been really hot and cold. They lost 5-0 to Minnesota, 3-1 to Nashville. But before that, 4-3, 5-2, 5-2, 5-1, 5-4. They're on the road too, and that's where a lot of these goals seem to be happening, despite the Nashville-Minnesota game. I'm going with goals here. I know it's a little ballsy to take. They're coming off a loss to Winnipeg against Philadelphia, 2-0. Got shut out there, and it was Hellebuck in net. I know there's been a lot of unders here, and they haven't allowed more than 3 goals in a very long time. I'm not going to say the unders are going to score 3 goals, but I can see them getting at least 2 here. And on the other side, Winnipeg here's some breaking news, I think, for you guys. Kyle Connor looks like he just needs to clear a couple more protocols, but it looks like they're saying he's going to be in. Kyle Connor's going to be in, and he's, like I said, he's their ace, and they got up their sleeve. So if he's going to be back in the lineup, and there's going to be too much offense, I think, here, to be honest, Jose. And with their goaltending, I even brought up the goaltending. It looks like Ken Appleby. He's 5-5 for Bridgeport, 897 goals against. Bridgeport's not a strong hockey team either. Tough spot for this guy. Is Scheifele's day to day, but like I said, Connor's going to be back. I had 22nd, and it looks like he's going to have an early return. So this screams offense for me, and I'm taking it down to 5.5 minus 127. Like I said, 4-4-2. We cashed that ticket, and I think the Islanders can score here. Coming off that shutout, they don't have Pollock, which has been like that for a while. Then Cizikas, okay. Bertuzzo's on the defense. Their offense is pretty much still intact. And then their power play is humming at 19%. It's actually better than what Winnipeg's done in the last 3 weeks. And both penalty kills guys are under 80%, 76 and 79. So this feels like a goal. This feels like there'll be some goals here, especially after Winnipeg also got shut out last game. So I feel like there's goals here, guys.
Beautiful goals for Gogster here. No play for me. It's going to be a fun game to watch. I enjoy watching really good goalkeepers do their thing, and goalies, and Helly definitely is one of them. So shout out to you guys.
And just one thing quickly, Anders, Jose, they're going to have to give this Appleby guy goal support. Like they're not going to win this game 2-1. They're going to need to get after the Jets early, and especially, like I said, if they're going to have Connor back too. Islanders, they don't want to do it, but the only way they're going to win this game, in my opinion, is if they score some goals here. And I still think they're a decent enough hockey team to do that. They got heart. They're not dead. So,
okay, good notes there. Rocco likes the -1 for the Jets. Let's move on. Shout out to you, Billy Friedrich. Nice to see you as well. We won't make fun of you for being 25 minutes late, but it's nice to see you as well, Billy. Another battle of shit teams. The second battle of shit teams on this card: San Jose Sharks, Chicago Blackhawks. There's rumbles in the chat about a Connor skating and potentially being in. There's two Connors that matter in hockey now, so I'm assuming we're talking about Bedard, broken jaw. I saw him skating. I don't really know why he would be in right now, but hockey is a different breed, so I wouldn't play him. I don't expect him to play, like they were saying in the chat. But that is pretty crazy, Gogster, that we're getting a Connor Bedard-less Blackhawks team, and we're still getting a -130 on them compared to the San Jose Sharks. I'm out on this game. I thought Trevor Zegras was going to be no, he's on the Ducks. That shows how much I know. I thought he was on the Sharks. I don't know. I can't name a soul on the Sharks right now. It seems.
Thomas Hurdle.
So yeah, he's still there. Great. He can just slap in pucks. I'm out. I want nothing to do with this game. I saw the 5.5 here again, and I was like, man, am I going to take the under in this? But nothing with this game either, Gogster. Complete pass for me. What do you have on this one?
Well, just quickly here, Rocco's talking about Connor won't be. I just want to talk about something from the beat writer, guys. 15 minutes ago, quickly here. They're saying they might have to make a roster move, but provided he gets clearance to play, they expect he's going to be in. Mark Scheifele, they're thinking he might go to IR retroactively, so they're going to say, see what the day brings. But Connor, it looks like he could be in. But this game here, guys.
Bedard, because now Rocco was talking about Connor. And now we have McDavid. See, we have too many Connors in hockey now.
And now we're throwing a last name Connor in there too. Yeah, my apologies. Kyle Connor for your Winnipeg Jets. Number 81. Hasn't been in the lineup for a long time. Beat writers are saying he looks like he's going to be activated here for the Winnipeg Jets. Back to that Islander Jet game. Love that over. This game here, you're not going to see Bedard, even though he's already skating after this jaw surgery he's had. He said, tweeted out, I don't need my jaw to score goals or something. It's just like, okay, Connor, settle down there, buddy. Like, he's quite the guy here, Connor. Bedard, that is. I got no player. I kind of lean to the under. If anything, these two goalies, Mrazek's got his best chance. Like, you're going to have not much offense, to say the least, coming out of both these teams. Even though San Jose has been scoring some goals here this year, I got nothing on this game. I would lean towards San Jose if you want to give me plus 116. Chicago Blackhawks, you're never this whole year. You're not going to see the -130, especially with all these injuries at home favor. That's just how bad. These are literally the two worst teams in the NHL, in my opinion. So this is a definite no play for me. I lean to the Sharks. I'll root anyone on whatever ticket you got. I'll root for you guys, but I wouldn't be betting this game with anything.
Yeah, I'm not betting it either. I will remind everyone that I believe Zdeno Chara broke his jaw in the playoffs and then played the very next game. So is Connor Bedard really that tough? I don't know. I
Ain't
don't
no
know.
Chara.
I don't know.
Yeah, they don't make him like Chara anymore. No.
No, they don't. Shout out to my guy, Big Z. Let's go to the next game. Coyotes Flames. Now, I didn't want to put the label of bum fight on this one because I know that
No, it's a good game.
we've come a long way with the Arizona Coyotes. You know,
Yes, we have.
at several points in the years, Jimmy wanted to burn down their, establishment, their arena. Now they seem like they can, fill it out a little bit, which is nice. Calgary kind of going the opposite way. It takes a lot for me to remember a trade, especially a hockey trade. And I will never forget the Panthers Calgary Flames trade and trading a Kachuk and just watching the Flames go down in flames. That was a good one. Thank you there. It was a knee slapper. But I just can't get there with either squad here. I would much rather take the Coyotes at a dog price here, honestly. But I don't know much about these teams, and I really don't want to know too much about them if I'm going to continue. This game was a rematch of a game on the 11th. The Flames won 6-2, and I typically, and so does Jimmy, want to take the reverse in those. Your team loses. Now it's been a little bit of days, a couple of days away or from that. But I still think the Coyotes will want revenge, and I still think they can go out there and get this dub. So I would much rather lean Coyotes. No play for me. Slatsy mentioning that Ingram is confirmed from the Yotes there. Gogster, what do you have to say about this one? Let us know about some goalies here as well.
Yeah, so the goaltending, Ingram is going to be in. And listen to this, guys. When Ingram started his last 7 games, Jose, he's had 3 shutouts. This Ingram guy's low-key a good goalie. But then Markstrom, on the other hand, he's been really good too. He's 4-1 in his last 5 games, .941 save percentage. He has been playing strong here, but we got revenge factor there, check, for this Arizona team. They lost 6-2 on the 11th. Their next game they played against Minnesota, they beat him 6-0, Jose. Just destroyed Minnesota. They got the revenge factor there. I trust this Calgary team, guys. I know they're playing well. They are healthy. Gilbert's day to day. But you want to give me plus 146 on Arizona right now in a revenge factor game. I wouldn't talk anyone off. See, the total was tough just because these goalies are playing so well, but 6-2 last game out. One thing though, I wanted to bring up about that game. I did a deep dive on this game, guys. Calgary scored 3 goals against the Arizona Coyotes when they played on the 11th. And who was in net? It was Vejmelka. Bad Vejmelka that day. Ingram came in relief, and he only allowed 2 goals after that. He allowed 4 goals, Vejmelka. So Ingram, they're better. This is the goalie they want in net, especially on the road too. I trust him a lot more than what Vejmelka is going to give you. Their power play is actually better too, 29%, 30% almost. This team don't sleep on Arizona, guys. They can score, coming off 6 goals too against Minnesota. 30% power play, 74% penalty kill. But I plus 145, guys. I had to take the bait. I got it at plus 146. My apologies on the Arizona Coyotes. Ingram's just playing really solid. They got the revenge factor here, coming off a 6-0 win too. There's just too much going in Arizona's favor for me not to take a plus 146. So let's go Coyotes.
All right, well, I'll jump on with you, Gogster. I'm going to take Coyotes first period and full game. First period, I'll jump on plus 125. Full game plus 145. Beautiful. For me there. So now I've got to write these down because I know Jimmy loves a record keeping.
Honesty and transparency.
Yeah, so shout out to Jimmy. So there we go. Arizona first period plus 125 and full game plus 145, both money lines there. By the way, and Brent Cook mentioning that the Flames own the Yotes, and Slatsy putting it even more of an underline in there. Flames 4-0 last 4 in Calgary versus the Yotes, and 8-2 their last 10. Well, God damn it, Slatsy, it's a great day to change that. It's going to be a great day to change that trend. I can't wait. Last game on our card here, probably the main event. All of Canada should be watching this. Another Connor in action, this time McDavid versus the Toronto Maple Leafs here. Now, Gokes, I know you're a Leafs fan. And I saw that they gave Willie Nylander a big contract. And I also saw that they're paying their 3 dudes basically 80% of the salary cap or whatever it is. That's an interesting way of building a team. I respect it. That's a very Maple Leafs Yankees kind of thing to do. But here we are at Gogster. I remember, I don't know, a couple months ago, the sky was falling for Edmonton. Their team was done. They're going to trade McDavid. They fired their coach. And sometimes, unlike in Ottawa, firing your coach can be a good thing. The Edmonton Oilers, 10-game winning streak right now, Gogster.
Yeah,
I mean, they're just on fire. And I understand Toronto is good. And I understand that I'm sure they're hella motivated to come in here and break a 10-game winning streak for these Oilers. But I think the same works in reverse. I think that the Edmonton Oilers, especially hosting this game, are going to be up for this game against the Yankees of hockey, the Maple Leafs. I'm sure every time they come into their barn, it's a big deal. The fans come out. I'm sure it's fucking freezing ass cold over there with hella blizzards. The wind chill must be awful, but guess what? The action in the arena will be hot tonight. I am taking the Edmonton Oilers -1 here. Makes me feel better that there's a 7 total, so we can take the -1 here and hopefully feel pretty good. Plus 103 for the Edmonton Oilers here, -1. I think they take care of business here against the Toronto Maple Leafs. And Philly Eagle Flyers saying in these goalie confirmations, I don't give a damn about your goalie confirmations because I know Toronto's goalie sucks balls because they always do. And I also know that Edmonton's goalie sucks balls because they always do. So we're hoping for a lot of goals here and hoping McDavid and the boys, Draisaitl, can outscore their top 3 on the other side. So it's going to be a fun game to watch at the very least. Edmonton Oilers -1, plus 103. Mr. Gogster, please tell us the Toronto Maple Leafs point of view of this game.
Well, I just want to let you guys know it's going to be -17 Fahrenheit tonight in Edmonton. So keep that in mind. It's nice and cold. Maybe that's why teams can't win a game. And then look at Edmonton. They haven't allowed 3 goals. Holy shit, guys. Since the November 22nd, back when it was probably warmer, against the Rangers, they've won all these games 5-1, 3-2, 7-2, 5-2, and then 3-1, 2-1, 3-2, 2-1. So it's been crazy, to be honest, how well the production from Stuart Skinner, I would expect to be in net here tonight, Philly Flyer Eagle, and then Martin Jones on the other side for the Toronto Maple Leafs. He's been playing unbelievable. I don't know how long it's going to last. It's kind of like Cam Talbot in the sense, just Martin Jones 6-0-1 on the road, 924 save percentage, 223 goals against, and then Skinner, he's got 10-4 record at home, 260 goals against. Sam Gagner is going to be day-to-day. Wall is very close to returning. I have the 18th. I guess that's why Philly Eagle was asking. I imagine it was Wall there. He looks like he's going to be turning their next game on the 18th. And who's that against? That's going to be against the Calgary Flames. So they're on that West Coast road trip here in Toronto. I think there's going to be goals, though, guys. How do you not look at goals? The big issue for Toronto here, they've had a 68% penalty kill in the last 3 weeks. That's not good. That's not good if you're playing the Edmonton Oilers in Edmonton against the hottest team in the NHL. So I would expect Edmonton to score. And then the other side, they got the 24% power play. They got none of their big names there. Whenever you have 2 for Canada, Jose, this is a big deal. I would be surprised if we don't see goals. There's too much firepower with Draisaitl, McDavid. You got Nylander. You got Matthews, you got Marner, you got a lot of offense on both sides of the ice, and then also Hyman, who played for this hockey team for a long time, who got traded. He's been there for a while now. I don't know. It's going to be tough sledding for this goaltending here, guys. This should be a fast hockey game. Goaltenders are going to be in one, so similar to the Ottawa Colorado game, kind of like this one a little bit better, to be honest. Both teams to score 3 goals. And that's going to be at plus 125 here. That's despite, Jones has looked okay, but it's tough for me to trust Jones, to be honest, long term, even though he has looked good. And then against a team in Edmonton who's been humming, and then that 68% penalty kill, 2 guys for the Leafs, it's going to be a problem tonight. So I do think the Leafs are going to keep up. I wouldn't be on Toronto here. I lean towards Edmonton, but not at minus 155. Both teams to score 3 goals, guys. Let's rock and roll with that.
Yeah, I'm hoping for a lot of goals as well. More goals will make me feel better about taking that -1 there. I assume, I don't know, obviously, what teams are very popular in Canada. Obviously, the Leafs are, but I'm going to assume this is going to be the most watched hockey game of the night and maybe of the season. So it'll be a fun game here to watch nonetheless. Mr. Gogster, let's recap our action here. I'll let you start off. It's always nice talking sticky puck with you. I've got my action locked in. I'll be watching these games as well. So I'll let you start off here, Gogster. What do you want?
All right, guys. So a quick recap here. It has a nice brisk pace too, but Jose, well done there on the brisk pace. Quickly here, guys. Colorado, Ottawa, both teams to score 3 goals, +125. New York Rangers, regulation, -125. Full game over in Winnipeg and the Islanders, 5.5. That is -127. We got Arizona money line, +146. And then to close it up, both teams to score 3 goals at +125 between the Toronto Maple Leafs and those Edmonton Oilers. Should be a great hockey game, -17. It's going to be hot, cold outside, but hot on the ice, baby.
That's going to be fun. I cannot wait to watch that game. My action in here for you guys. I'm on a double up in Ottawa. First period money line -105. Full game money line -101. Seattle first period money line +145. Doubling up on Arizona, additions from the show, +125 first period and money line +145. And I took Edmonton -1 at +103 there. Cannot wait for that game. Going to be fun. Mr. Gogster, I wish you luck with the weather and all the snow. I'm sure Belleville is beautiful nowadays. I'm sure that ice and the snow makes it look lovely. When's the next time we can see you at? And please plug your new Twitter handle.
Yeah, guys, new Twitter handle, Gogster99. Make it nice and easy for you guys. Twitter or on X, sorry, Gogster99. Yeah, it's nice and cold. The winter's hit everywhere, all over North America. So this is hockey time right now. I'll be back though, guys, on Thursday with Jimmy. There we'll be breaking down. I think it's 10 games. I want to say 10 games of hockey for you. And then looking at this card, I like this card, guys. It's only 8 games. I felt like we really crushed this slate here. But I wanted to bring up one thing too. I have a golf picks, guys. I'll give up golf picks all the time. Yeah, we got the American Express in beautiful, where it's not cold, Palm Springs, hopefully. Sure. That's where they're going to be playing. And it's a really nice field. Cantlay, Scheffler. You got JT is going to be there too. So it's going to be a nice field. I'll tweet out my picks there tomorrow for you guys. So between hockey and golf, no shortage over there at Gogster99 on my handle. Jose, great job as always hosting, my guy. I'll look forward to seeing you down in San Antonio, brother.
Yes, I can't wait. Gogster, thank you very much. And of course, Gogster, don't worry. We'll definitely hit the links while you're here as well. So I cannot wait for that. All right, let's move on to our next guest. He's the unicorn cap, where he can cap whatever he well pleases, and he does it with a savvy and a calmness unmatched by anyone else. I'll ask him about his golf pick because I fucking know this guy might have him. It's one Miggity Mac Daddy, Conor Mac picks, joining the program. Conor,
hey,
how's it going?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you sound great.
Perfect. Yeah, my golf pick though this week I've been on, and then the playoff that hurt 30-1. Man, that fucking hurt.
Yeah, that can only.
It's a 4-footer. He drills a 40-footer. It's just cold, but I will have some plays too. So at least I cashed a couple, and I just missed a couple too. So top 10.
Conor, what is your favorite, like your non-traditional favorite sport to bet? You know, we all know hockey, basketball, baseball, football. Those are great. But I've heard that, especially from Sam Colmer, that tennis is one of the more electric sports to bet. You know, it's every point, you're in it. Golf, I'm sure, was electric that day for you. What is wait.
Golf is not electric. It is there right at that very end. But unless you're betting matchups,
sure.
You can even go hole by hole now. You get all that stuff. So if you want a little more action that way, you got to do it with golf. Because I got to just wait the 4 days. So sometimes when I see these guys, I'm like, all right, just make the cut, and then get going. Tennis would be a lot better. So yeah, shout out to Sam Colmer and everyone that does the tennis.
Shout out to tennis. I was watching the Netflix tennis thing again, and I was like, God, I might have to start betting tennis again. This is just fun to watch. So shout out to with all those tennis players that I cannot think of fucking one right now besides Naomi Osaka. So shout out. All right, Connor, let's go into basketball here. We've got two versions of basketball, a pretty good one and then a shittier version. So let's go into the pretty good one first, the college basketball slate here. Now, I just put on, all the ranked games here so we can briefly touch on them real quick. Connor, I have 3 games that I am interested in that are not, well, actually 2, I guess, because that are not ranked that I wanted to ask you about. I've got some hockey action in, and I guess I'm going to supplement it with some college basketball that I'm excited to talk to you about here. But I'm going to let you cook here, Connor, because college basketball is your domain and you do it well. And we will start off with a little SEC battle here. This game a little more exciting on the football field, but a Tennessee-Florida matchup will get the blood going for the South anyway, I'm sure. 9.5-point favorites for the number 6 ranked Volunteers. I want to say that you bet Tennessee in the regular season, you feel good about them, and then when the tournament comes, you fade them because we know they're not going to get to the Sweet 16, but maybe that was just Rick Barnes, our old coach. I don't know, but it's a high spread here, Connor. I'm sure Tennessee will be motivated to kick Florida's ass here. What do you think about this game?
Yeah, here we go. Tennessee at home. Tennessee, I have to give it to them the credit on Saturday. Came back, beat Georgia. Georgia kind of winning that whole game. I had Georgia +8. It was a sweat, Jose. Georgia didn't score the last, 3 minutes of the game there. And Tennessee came back and won by 6. They shot the ball well and ended up getting done. Tennessee 8th. This is regular season at home. 8th in Ken Palm, Florida 40th. And I just think Florida is a little bit of a fraud, especially on the road. I think the 9.5 is justified here. It is large. I'm not going to lay 9.5. Both these teams have been good against the number. Florida off that big win against Arkansas. I don't know if we get to that game today. We could talk about it for a second later. Arkansas having some trouble here. They're back at home and a dog, but they haven't been very good as of late. So, yeah, this was a quick one for me. I'm not on it, but I'd lay it here with Tennessee. It's just the number's too big for me.
Agreed there. And shout out to Arkansas. We will touch on that game later because it is Justin McElvee's stacks play of the day, Arkansas.
Okay.
Plus
we can talk about it.
So, and Morgan Spooner, don't worry. We'll talk about yours as well because I'm very interested in that as well. Let's go to another matchup, and it's a good rivalry. I didn't acknowledge this rivalry for a long time, maybe because it wasn't really a rivalry because both teams sucked, but Purdue IU now is a fun one. Indiana beat Purdue last year. I think they beat them twice as well. I don't remember. Yeah. They beat them twice. They're big rivals. Now they're in, what the fuck is their floor called? I forgot what their floor is called, but they're in Bloomington now.
Assembly Hall, the floor. I don't know.
Yeah, Assembly Hall. There we go.
Bob Knight, maybe now.
I was struggling there, but I like Indiana here, semi. Here's the thing. It's just tough to bet against the number 1 team in the nation, Purdue. Connor, here's a little spoiler for you. I did this with Virginia back in the day, but Purdue will be my national championship champion this year. I took Virginia the year after they lost to UMBC. I got made fun of plenty by my brother, cashed in his fucking face. But I think Purdue wins this, or I should say, I think Purdue wins the national championship this year. Does it matter this game? I'm not sure. I just think Purdue's a good squad. Their guards are better. They've learned a little bit. And now, hopefully, they can draw on that experience from getting their ass kicked last year at Assembly Hall. But again, do I want to lay 9 points in a rivalry game this tough? I really don't. So shout out to Dana Delp, who was going to be at this game, and apparently he's going to be ringside. So I'm going to be very excited for you.
Did you say ringside?
Yeah, he said ringside. He said ringside.
Yeah. Courtside.
So,
what? Ringside.
I liked it. Whatever. It's a fight in there, I guess. But yeah, I'd like Indiana here if I had to lay to take a number, but it's a tough game. I pass here. It's just a fun rivalry game that I'll be excited to watch here. Connor, what do you think?
Yeah, Indiana has got them. You just mentioned 3 of 4 both times last year. Purdue back at home, cruised. You know, I don't know if Justin, shout out to you, my man. I see you in here. You know, I didn't bet Purdue. They were easy. Their team total, they got there. 95-78, though. Backdoor cover for Penn State in that one. One thing with Purdue is back at home, even though they didn't get that cover, that's why we talked about looking team total. Nuff Lashana was on as well. Is the numbers just getting a little bit too big, even for, you know, playing at home against Penn State. I've just, on the road, this is kind of a square dog at home here in Indiana. You know, everyone's taking them. It's just, I'm on it. So I'm on the square dog here. The 10 points. Zach Edey, unreal. 30 and 20 his last game. I know people look at his rebounds. He's over. I think it's 10.5 tonight. I was kind of glancing over. He's 10 and 7 to the over. And that was a stretch where he didn't get any in the beginning of the year, 4 or 5 straight games. One thing with Purdue, throughout the years with Painter, they've just not got it done on the road. It just, Big Ten play, they're very, very average. And that's just winning the game. Now they're a team when they're number 1 in the country, laying a number like this. And, of course, they could go in there and win by 15. Indiana switching off wins and losses. Watching that game that we were live for Saturday morning against Kansas, they kind of folded late. Maybe this is one you want to take. Indiana first half, they looked really good. But I want the full game. I want them at Assembly Hall. This is a rivalry. I want the 10 points. That's what I got. 9.5, I think, is fine. Give me the Hoosiers. I don't know.
It makes sense. And, you know, in college basketball, I should look at the market more here, and I will do that going
The market in college basketball, though, for me, it's always good to look at, but it doesn't faze me at all. Anyway.
Yeah, and it's
especially
college
totals.
Basketball still. Who the fuck knows what happens in these college basketball games, especially because these kids be missing free throws left and right. So I agree with you there. But you should feel at least decent about this. You're right about it being public. You know, 86% of the bets, 93% of the money, but lines moving towards you. It was opened up at 11.5 according to Action here, and now down to 9.5. So I do like that for you as well.
Real quick, I'll hit on some other teams. Purdue, obviously, with Edey, great rebounding team. You know, top 5, 10 in the country. Indiana, they have some bigs, but a little bit lower. They're not great rebounding. I think they're around 224, 225. They got to be good here tonight. I always love to on the road get him in foul trouble if you can. Go right after him and get him on the bench quick. So, and the guards have to be good because Purdue, though, one thing, they have good guards and they can hit threes. So if they roll, they could roll big. But yeah, Hoosiers here, 9-1.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. And by the way, Billy Friedrich is right. I still can't believe that on a fucking random night one day, Bob Knight came and coached my like little league basketball team for a practice.
That is wild.
Yeah, it's just I like it's obvious like none of us knew who this old fucking guy was. But me and my friend were talking about it when he
died.
Did
the parents know though? Real quick.
I don't think there weren't even parents there. It was just like 2 coaches. So and my parents obviously have no fucking idea who that guy was. Like parents, they'll have no idea. But yeah, it is hilarious that one of those things is like, damn, I can't believe that Bob Knight just randomly coached my basketball team one time. And I'm sure he was nonplussed about what he saw. But hey, he was recruiting, you know. He was just.
Did he sign? Did you get an autograph, or you just didn't know?
No, I didn't know. I didn't know who the fucking guy was. I had no idea.
Man,
I had no fucking idea. He's just some old man. He's like, all right, we're to learn horns today. I was like, all right, whatever you say. But yeah, he was a nice guy. He didn't yell at us, so it was very, very nice, I guess, to him.
That would have been great if he just came in there screaming, throwing chairs like the old days.
Story.
A bunch of kids. That would be great.
Oh, man. Shout out to Bob Knight. I like Indiana here. Connor is on them here, so shout out to you there. Let's move on to our next ranked matchup here, number 19, TCU versus Cincinnati here, Connor. And I think I have just kind of a blanket, idea rule when it comes to college basketball. I think I will probably never bet a ranked team as an underdog against an unranked team. I've seen so many times that the unranked team just cashes. They're favored for a reason against the ranked team. Cincinnati's at home. This just feels like a Cincinnati spot to me. I haven't moved on it yet, but I could easily be convinced here that Cincinnati's a spot here, Connor. What do you think?
Yeah, and This line's short, so if you like Cincinnati, you could go with the 3. You know, I'm not big on money lines, but this could be one to take here with Cincinnati. I want to double check. Yeah, another one of these teams, 68% free throws, not good. After the win in Provo, they come back home, you know, played 2 good games, but lose them. You know, at home to Texas, a 1-point loss, and then they just lost by 3 at Baylor in a tough game, 62-59. For Cincinnati, they have to have their big guy in to back them, too. Bandango, I believe that's his name. The 7-footer. He's from Utah Valley. The guy was great last year when I was betting on Utah Valley a ton. He's great. He's questionable, so wait on him. He's got to be in. He's too big a guy down there, especially on the boards. TCU plays quick. They want to go out, push the pace, run and gun. Cincinnati's probably going to want to slow it down a little bit, especially at home. I don't want Cincinnati. This is a good spot for them. I'm not going to lay 3 points. He's got to be in. So this was a pass.
Pass for Connor. Mentioning real quick, 76% of the bets, 68% of the money, or 66% of the money on Cincinnati. So make that of what you will. Line has moved up a little half point, but no action for Connor. I lean Cincinnati. Don't think I'll probably get to the window on them here. But let's go on to another one of those scenarios, Connor. Number 9 Baylor versus Kansas State here. Pick 'em on the road here. And I sit here and I'm like, man, am I going to take Kansas State here? Baylor struggled against Oklahoma State I believe that was at Baylor as well in their nice new facility. Here's a news flash. Oklahoma State sucks balls at basketball. Mike Boynton is extremely overrated coach. But this opened up at Baylor -1. I need to double check that on my other sites. But yeah, Baylor was, in this site it's saying Baylor -2.5 was the opener here. And like I said, it's dropped down to pick 'em. Kansas -1s are starting to pop up. I mean, I think I'm just going to go ahead and move on Kansas State here, Connor, to pull the upset at home. Again, I'll just say it again. I will not bet on a ranked team as an underdog against an unranked team. It always feel like they're favored for a reason. And now I know Baylor was favored at one point in this, but it has flipped all the way to Kansas State. So Kansas State money line will be on my card here.
This is close for me. I have not bet this game, but it would be Kansas State. 2 teams off 2. Another thing I wanted to glance at this total. Both these teams off some bad shooting nights. Obviously, we're in conference play. We get a little more defense. It's a little tougher. We just talked about Cincy. Baylor with a 3-point win. Kansas State loses by 1 to Texas Tech, 60-59. K-State wants to slow it down a bit. One thing, they're a great shooting team, and we know Baylor and all their guards off a horrible shooting night, Jose, 42% as a team they shoot the 3. Number 1 in the country. That's pretty good as a team, 42%. So I got to think they shoot the ball better. If this number came down a little bit to 138, I'd be all over the over. It's just a conference game, slow down with K-State at home, and I think K-State can win. Just 2 teams I'd rather be betting. So, in the end, I'm off.
I'm going to move on K-State. Money line is -110. So, obviously I would like some plus money there, but we'll ride there. Joseph Gomez saying if it was +4.5, he'd be riding, but someone sucked all the value out of the game. I can see that. And Sweaty Butcher mentioning that Pete would have been done with NHL already, but he didn't hit the live button. So, no, he wouldn't have, Sweaty. It's nice to see you there, my guy. Cash Action likes K-State there as well. And Monzy Man dropping some parlays in here as well. So shout out to you there, Monzy Man. We'll talk about that game here very shortly. All right, let's talk about a team that I feel like has not been ranked in forever. Since the days of Obi Toppin and COVID. The Dayton Flyers, 13-point favorites against St. Louis. I'll keep this one short and sweet, Connor. I'm off either team. I respect the Dayton's ranked now. I'd much rather take the 13 points with St. Louis and see if they can keep this game close. I think Travis Ford is still St. Louis's coach, former Oklahoma State guy. I don't know. He was a bad coach at Oklahoma State, and if he's still there, I'd be shocked. But I want nothing to do with this game, Connor. An easy pass for me here. market wires real quick before we move on, just for you guys to know. 85% of the money, 81% of the spread on Dayton. So not really surprising here, but I want nothing to do with it. Easy pass here game for me, Connor. What do you think?
Yeah, this was a pass for me. Quick. One thing for St. Louis to be in it, they don't play much defense at all. They got to hit their shots. I thought I'd look at this. One thing, Dayton's a little bit too good defensively. And this was one I thought there could be points. So I can't mess with the total here, especially with St. Louis. They want to get up and down, and they've been a great over team all year, 10-5, if you've been looking at them. And this is kind of a lower number. But Dayton at home, just been really, really good. I think it's a little inflated, though, at 13. I looked hard at this, but I had to lay off. And Dayton just wants to smother you at home here. Just winning games, just like the constantly 10, 12, and getting it done. So even their win at Cincinnati, Davidson by 13. I think maybe this is 2 or 3 points too much. I don't want St. Louis. I don't know why. Just don't want them, but they'd be my lean. Dayton wins this game. I just don't know if they cover. But St. Louis, too, dog shit on the road. They're 0-4. That's another thing that just drives me nuts. They're not competitive. They just lost by 12 to George Mason, 12 to NC State. But hey, 12 right here gets you the cover, right, Jose? So lean St. Louis.
Yeah,
free bet, take St. Louis.
Yeah, free bet, it'd probably take St. Louis, but I want nothing to do with it. Those of you guys talking about the total, I looked at the splits for the total real quick. I was pretty surprised by it. You guys are saying that it's kind of low, but 82% of the bets and 99% of the money on the under there. Now, only 1,800 tickets in, so you could easily tell me that's not shit for sample size, and I'd probably agree with you, but always something interesting to keep in mind there. All right, next game. A team that I am very interested in this year, the Wisconsin Badgers, who are ranked number 11 in the country. A shock to me, Connor. Did not think I'd see that. And word on the street, Connor, is that they have athletic players. I couldn't believe it. They're Wisconsin. I was like, they don't have Frank Kaminsky anymore. They don't have Sam Deckers running out there being unathletic and just crafty. I was like, what?
Let's not go that far. They are a little maybe more athletic. Like, there's nothing out of this world here. No.
Okay, no. Fair enough. Well, Wisconsin, 6-point favorites on the road. Cash action bets. You're kind of reading my mind here. Like, I've heard you guys say how important conference play or conference home teams are. And I typically, again, do not want to lay points on the road in college basketball. It's just not something that feels great. They're kids. The atmospheres will get to them. I wouldn't be surprised at all if Penn State won this game.
Me too. Penn State's been a struggle for me, Jose. They backdoored. Not that I wanted to take them. The bet was Purdue, like we talked about earlier, that loss they just had. And they've been horrible on the road. They just don't play any defense. And last week, they're up by 7 or 8 at half. Shit the bed the second half. Lose 76-72. Can't hit a goddamn shot to save their life. But hey, that was a 4-point loss. And that was a little bit, that line with Northwestern was just 1.5. Too. We're getting more in this one. Wisconsin's kind of owned them head-to-head, especially lately. I think they won like 5 in a row. Some of these games, at least lately, have been close. OT, a 5-point game, 3-1. Penn State was at home. That was the OT game last year. They got to hit their shots. Penn State, they're just a tough team here, but they're the team here to back. Wisconsin, I'll get them back at home. Don't want them here, so my lean's Penn State.
Yeah, I lean Penn State, and specifically, I think after you said that, I'd rather have Penn State first half, Connor.
Yeah, you know what? They just turnovers. They're not a great shooting team. Wisconsin, one thing with them, physical team. Pretty good. They're top 30 rebounding team. Better basketball team, but laying here now points in conference on the road, especially more than a few possessions. Penn State or nothing for me.
Yeah, the chat likes it as well. Dana Delp, Justin, Cash Action, all on Penn State there as well. So, I'm not opposed to betting Penn State here. I'm going to write that down on my card and see if I get there at the end of it. But Penn State +6 is interesting for me as well. So I might be on that. Market here real quick, 70% of the bets and 55% of the money on Penn State. So do with that what you will. Let's keep this train moving here. Dana Delp likes the under there as well. And so does JP Taylor as well, leading under. Our only matchup with two ranked teams facing each other, BYU, Iowa State. BYU, who I completely forgot, is in the Big 12 now. Completely forgot about that. But Iowa State is ranked there. I didn't even just write their ranking down because I guess I have no respect for Iowa. But both these teams ranked. Interesting matchup. Connor, since when was BYU good at basketball? I couldn't believe seeing them ranked. I was like, what the hell?
They're good. On? You don't remember Jimmer Fredette?
I couldn't believe
remember
it.
Jimmer?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's a fucking long ass time ago, But shout out to Jimmer. I'm one of my favorite basketball players. It's hilarious that Doug McDermott and Jimmer Fredette are basically the same person in my head now. But shout out to both of them. Connor, what do you have on this game? Because it was an interesting matchup, but I really had nothing on this one.
Let me hit up Rick J's comment about Dave Sherapin. I talk about all the time the 6 in college basketball, especially laying the 6 on the road, even at home. Sometimes where you don't love a team covering a number. You know how many times it's got me the 6 or 7, Jose? Those couple possessions. I mean, that's what you learn betting college basketball over the years. So good, you threw that in there, Rick J. It's spot on. But let's get to this one. This should be really, really good. BYU finding out Big 12 play. It's going to be tough for them.
Oh, yeah.
Especially going on the road, won't be easy. They got the good win. That last one at UCF, they shot it horrible again. They finally had a clunker at home where they've been so good, and the home court there is excellent. These BYU fans, crazy.
What else they're rooting for?
Exactly. They hate UNLV too. So all the games, man, they are nuts. These nice Mormons, and they just wild about their team. BYU, so yeah, another clunker. They shot the ball horrible. I had the stats up. They shot it bad from 3, like 19%. I had to double check that the last game, but they pulled out the win. Yeah, and one thing they're going to have to do here is maybe play a little bit more defense. I don't think they should be getting up and down, like they did early on in the year, and shots just dropping. But that's happened with BYU all year long. Because when I look at this with Iowa State, I want the under with them. This defense that's one thing. It travels for them. And BYU all of a sudden playing to unders, 3 straight unders, 153 total, 154, 146. I think the line's here, right there. So I'm leaning really heavy to this under. BYU could win here. And one thing with Iowa State, sometimes on the road they just struggle. They just can't shoot. It's like Houston. They just have these bad games where it's like a struggle to get to 50 points. But both teams good against the number too. If you've been backing these, 10-5, BYU's 11-5. So I'm leaning the under here. I think this game could be close. I'll stay off the side.
All right, and let's move on to our final basketball game here. We'll touch on a couple more briefly here, but Utah State, New Mexico here. Another perfect scenario. Ranked team versus an unranked team, but we do have a 6. So you have to count all these things in here. Again, I'd much rather have New Mexico here, but 6 points, kind of a lot. I did consider throwing all of these unranked teams that are favored against ranked teams in a parlay. All 3 of them, just throw them in there and see.
Oh, come on.
I have thought about that, but I will
just put a couple bucks on it on the parlay there.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Just see how the theorem works out. But I don't think I'll probably end up moving on it. I just, a little hesitant against New Mexico here. I saw a lot of people talking about this game in the chat. So what do you have to say here, Connor? It is New Mexico for me as well, but I just don't know if I'll get there.
Yeah, Joseph Gomez. I felt so hard in the NBA. Yeah, tough times for good old Jimmer.
I really thought.
I think he still plays. Doesn't he still play like in China?
Oh yeah, he's a Chinese all-star. Yeah, he's
like a god over there. He just chucks threes. Hey, good for Jimmer. This should be good. Did you see the end of that Utah State game against UNLV this weekend, Jose? UNLV's up by 4, 7 seconds left. Utah State runs down. Don't foul him. Shoot the three. He cans it. They call a foul. It was not a foul. And blocking foul. They just collide. Both guys are running down. Looks like they both want to box out. They kind of just eat shit and slip. And it was a horrible call by the ref. Horrible. He cans both free throws. Game. 5 point. 5 point.
Sheesh.
Possession. They lose. They lose
against the Rebels too. Damn.
Yeah, but I had some money. I had +2, but I had some money like I always do on a dog on the money line. But that was rough for UNLV. So Utah State, another win, 16-1 through the year. New Mexico, on the flip side, they're starting to get healthy, playing a lot better. We know how they play here at the Pit. This is where you want to back them. 9-0. I already have 2 or 3 times this year. This number's out there a little bit. You know what? The last couple of years, Utah State it's been tough for New Mexico to even beat them at the Pit. They've kind of kicked their ass. Both these teams, too, don't shoot the three a ton. Utah State last year was tops in the country, top 10 all year. This year, I think they're right around 32%. They just want to get to the rack and score. So I think there should be points, too. I was leaning over. We got a big number, though, here. And you know why I just can't, even though I like New Mexico, I think this is too far. Even at the Pit, they could come here. And I maybe look at them first half because I don't want them late. It's been a little bit of a problem. Unless they're blowing somebody out, I don't want them at the free throw line. 67%. It's 302nd in the country. Not laying 6. You know, we talked about the 6 here. Shitty free throw team like that. Unless they're blowing them out, you feel good. But if the game gets a little tight, it's a little, a little tight. Glass a little tight. Bang.
Yeah, and you're ruined. Well, again, these are fucking 18-year-old college kids, so you can never trust them to do anything clutch.
Well, some are like 24.
You're right. But
for the most part, you're right. 18 to 20.
And shit, everyone has 6 years of eligibility now.
Yeah, Billy, I like first half. I think first half, if you jump on Utah State. I mean, that great game was great, but man, they were jumping like they had just, won the title or something at UNLV. I mean, it was a wild shit, but it was.
I'm staying off this game individually, Connor, but I'm going to move on that parlay. I'll throw a couple shekels on there. It is for those keeping track at home. Cincinnati favored against TCU ranked. Kansas State, I guess, favored pick. You guys get that. And then New Mexico money line here. Parlay those up together. Plus 342 there. So plus 342 for that 3-leg. I would ideally like a little bit better, but we'll see how this all rocks out.
Wait, what did you say? What is it?
The 3-leg parlay.
Yeah,
the ranked teams or the unranked teams against the ranked teams plus 342.
So what is it? K-State? What is the
K-State, Cincinnati, New Mexico money lines? Minus 145, minus 115, and minus 250 there. So ideally would like a little bit more plus money, or I should say like plus 500, plus 400-ish around there. However, we'll rock and roll with that. That is fine with me there. Connor, let's go over our official picks here. I got a couple more games. Oh, right. I forgot about that. Sorry. Yes. Let's talk about those games. Yes. You wanted to talk about the SMU, and we'll start off with them first. I'll let you cook there. SMU versus Temple.
Yeah, give me 1 second here.
No worries. I'll start off then because I wanted Miami, Ohio against Bowling Green here. And Morgan Spooner, I believe it was. Yes. He said his favorite play today is Miami, Ohio plus 1.5. 5-1 in their last 7 games, even though that's 6 against the spread, with 2 wins as an underdog. And what's special about their last 7 games? A 310-pound center. There, Mirambo? I don't know, but shout out to you there, Morgan Spooner. I like I like Miami, Ohio as well. Why did I like them? Great question, because that is kind of a random game to be interested in. Bowling Green opened up, according to Action, as 1-point favorites here, and I will double check that real quick. Actually, I have another site saying Pick'em, so I'll trust that site. They opened up at Pick'em, and right now on Bet Online, it is at minus 105 for Miami, Ohio. Interesting spread and market-wise here. No cash totals yet because only 1,200 bets in on this game, but 90% of the bets so far in on a Miami, Ohio. I just very interesting. I think this might be a spot for them. Connor, what do you think?
Shout out to our guy, Jimmy Gomez, my man.
Shout out to you,
See you.
Jay.
You got to come to Vegas soon.
By the way, Jimmy Gomez left the jacket at Publipalooza. I'm pretty sure he did at last year's Publipalooza, and I've been wearing it for the last year, Jimmy. So I appreciate it, Jimmy. Thank you.
Did you wear it? Do you wear it even on stream? Have you worn it?
No. It's like a winter jacket, like a windbreaker. Yeah, it's his Nike jacket. Yeah, I have it. I have it. Don't worry, Jimmy Gomez. So come to Publipalooza. I will give it back to you. But I have been wearing it, so I will tell you that, Jimmy. So it's nice to see you in the chat.
Hell yeah! All right, Bowling Green, Miami, Ohio. I like the bet, Jose. I think this Bowling Green team is pretty good, but I don't think they're 12-4. Good. What their record shows. And they've been pretty good at home. This team, why Miami, Ohio, why you want to back them, they're a better shooting team than Bowling Green, especially from deep, 38%, 32nd in the country. So at home, I backed them. I don't mind the play. I didn't dig into that game crazy, but I get it. I like it.
All right. Well, yeah, I think I might move on that as well, Morgan. And that will be an official play for me. So the card's building up nicely for me there. You wanted SMU Temple, Connor.
I did. This is a game. I'm going to the total here. This line opened at 135. It's all moved all the way up. They're expecting a ton of points. I guess maybe they're playing North Texas Temple. But even ECU, 62-73. Wichita, 68-61. This Temple team's not very good offensively. Decent defensively. Flip side, SMU's been great all year long defensively. This team's really turned it around and done a great job. Even the 3-point loss to Memphis, 62-59. This total has gone the wrong way. And this now at 139. I didn't think it would hit 140. I was kind of waiting here. There's 138.5. I don't buy it at all. Both these teams are slow as shit. They're not very quick. I mean, Temple's a little bit faster, but SMU's at home. They want to slow it down. Defensive numbers are almost top. Field goal percentage is second. They're really, really good. I don't buy it at this number, 139, under.
Under there for Mr. Conor Mac picks and Temple SMU.
Temple SMU.
Cool. All right. I like that look there, Connor. And you had another one that you wanted to mention here as well. And I saw some Johnnies in the chat putting it in there as well. The Hall versus St. John's. And I have not watched a St. John's game yet. I guess I will when it comes to the Big East tournament. I just want to watch Rick Pitino on the sidelines. I just need to see him do his thing on the sidelines. One of my favorite coaches. Shout out to Rick Pitino for having to admit in court that he came in like 3 seconds while having sex with a woman in an Italian restaurant. We'll never forget that, and we'll always laugh. But what do you have on this game, Conor Mac, St. John's versus the Hall?
Yeah, that's always remembered for our guy there, Patino. You know what? The St. John's team's been pretty good. They've been pretty good, even on the road. Similar guys. In the end, Soriano's good. Jenkins is pretty good. I just don't want it. I don't want them here. Give me Seton Hall. This team's won, 9 in a row. I think they're the better defensive team here. This line hasn't moved, too. A lot of love here for St. John. I think they're expecting a Seton Hall hiccup, but I want them here at home. Yeah, what are they winners? 8 of 9 wins at Butler on the weekend. I just think they're grittier, and I want them at home, catching the 1.5.
I think I'm going to move on that with you guys on St. John's. Again, I love my guy Patino. I'm getting a -1 now for these Johnnies. God damn. Getting hoed out here by Bet Online. Shout out to you guys as well. But yeah, I will move on John's there with you guys. It's going to be a fun one.
I'll be on Seton Hall. So
all right.
Give me them at home. Give me them with their free throws.
It's going to be a fun game.
They win this game.
It's going to be a fun game. The Hall versus a man that comes in less than 30 seconds while having sex in an Italian restaurant. Last,
It was really in a bathroom stall in an Italian restaurant.
Oh, good. Okay. I'm glad you got the details sorted out, Connor.
Well, in the bathroom stall of an Italian restaurant. Ricky
God, what a
Shout
guy
out to Rick.
Pitino is. Real quick, some just questions from the chat. I had a couple starred, and they're not really questions, but just stuff I wanted to point out before we get into NBA. BT saying Sanford team total, always a good look. BT, shout out to you there. I saw that. Wanted to make sure everyone saw that. Sanford. And he said that they put up 130 points the other day against VMI. Holy shit. I wrestled at VMI once in high school at the campus, and I didn't realize that they needed me for the basketball team. God damn. Shout out to you, BT. Kent Davies also dropped Butler plus 5.5. He said it seems too easy. The sharps are on Xavier, but the line is just sitting there at 5.5. Wants to take Butler. Do you have any thoughts on that one real quick, Connor?
No, I get it, though. I just now laying 5.5 with Xavier. I don't want to do it. They've been a gritty team and winning games as of late. And even their losses, we were going to on Saturday. They played some tight games on the road against good teams. Quality losses, under 5 points. But I don't want to lay 5 points now. So I don't mind it with Butler. I don't want anything here.
Agreed. DC Capper likes Pitt -7. I like that as well, actually. That was one of those games that I had interested in. And I was like, why is, Pitt opened up at plus 5.5 and all the money is on them, and the line jumped up to 7. So I agree with that. And the market showing concern there. And James Parm asking real quick about Missouri and Alabama. I believe we mentioned that game briefly, but Connor, do you have any thoughts on that game, specifically about the total?
Yeah, let me double check here. That total is all the way to 160 now. You know what? I still think you can get over this number. I know it's a shit ton in this game, but I think you can do it. Bama's just been wrecking teams, especially at home. But that's a ton of points. I don't want to lay with them, but I think we can still get over 159.5, 160.
All right. Beautiful work there, Conor, Mac. Again, thank you guys, as always, for helping out with the college basketball segments. We have 3 NBA games to talk about. I fucking can't stand betting the National Basketball Association. I call it the No Betting Association. I can't fucking do it, but at least we have some good matchups here, Connor. Nuggets, 76ers. Now, here's the best part about my NBA capping is that I think I do the least amount of work with NBA because, one, the injury reports, they're always fucked. Who knows what's going to happen? But I'll look on.
Take a look at this.
I'll look at ESPN right now. Is Joel Embiid and Jokic playing? Because that's literally all that matters. And by the line, it seems like they are.
Yeah, you should be.
That's a good start. I'm excited that is a reason to watch this game. Now, is it just too easy, Connor, to take the Nuggets here? I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm oversimplifying. I just think the Nuggets are a better team here. And if we're going to give me 3 points on the road here, I get it, but I don't know. I just think the Nuggets are better. Flat out. Market-wise here, 59% of the bets, 49% of the money on the Nuggets. Kind of not surprising. Pretty split. I guess you could call it sharp action on the Sixers. Bigger bets, but I just can't get there. So I probably will stay off this game, Connor. I'm going to check another site real quick to see where this game opened up at. This opened up allegedly at -1 for the 76ers, and it's moved to -3 now. Yeah, it just seems like a stay off game for me here pretty easily, Connor. What do you think?
Yeah, and who's going to be in here for the Nuggets? I think most of these guys go. They're all questionable. Basically, their whole starting lineup. Here.
Yeah, but guess what, Connor? And we talk about our chat being fire all the time. I have not seen BJ lose a 5-unit bet in like 2 weeks, and a 5-unit bet on the 76ers there immediately. And guess what? He got it at -1. When BJ makes a big bet like that, the line moves in his favor. So keep an eye on that, but go ahead.
Yeah, Sixers on the back-to-back. Just this team, for me, I don't blame him for taking that. Have just been money to back, even here against the Nuggets. I also thought too, looking at this total in these games, Sixers kind of have gone over, but both these teams, I want to bet the under. When I see these teams get together, Nuggets more of an under team, and it seems like this game could be really, really close and tight. So I don't blame it. I just don't want Philly on a back-to-back. I think Embiid, if you're looking for his props, there's just some guy right now, just take it. I mean, he had 40 and 10 last night. So, and I don't know who's in. The shitty thing about doing this so early with the NBA is all the stuff that goes on. You have to wait late for a ton of this stuff. And I think it's a great game. I just don't know if I want to get involved. But I don't mind the Sixers. Money at home, even on the back-to-back. This should be a really, really good game, though.
Yeah, fun game. Again, it's just pretty simple. If BJ puts a 3-unit bet on one side, I will probably just say take that side or pass. So me, I guess, I went from Nuggets +3 to it's 76ers or pass for me here. And
and who's going to be in for the Nuggets? I mean, I don't think it's going to be all these guys. They're all dealing with shit. The knee, their heel, Murray's just a shin. I'm sure he's good, but it's like but I think this could be tight. I was hoping this could be like 232, and what this open at real quick.
I will look that up for you.
229. Okay, it's gone down just a point. There's a couple 227.5. Yeah, I was hoping a little bit higher because big game between these two teams under. That's my lean.
Yeah, I could see just throw it to the big man and have it a slow marauding pace kind of thing. There as well, especially with both these offenses. Yeah, I like the 76ers, but I'm not going to move on it. Shout out to BJ. Hope you cash my man again. BJ's 5-unit bet on the 76ers there. So shout out to you, my dude. Next game on our slate, Sacramento and Phoenix. For me, I'll start off with this. For right now, it's dog or pass. Kings or pass. I don't really want to back the Suns. I don't trust the Suns. It's opened up at 4.5. Has stayed there. Market-wise, 81% of the bets and 96% of the money on the Suns. And the line has not moved an inch. Maybe it's early, but I just don't trust the Suns here. I'd much rather have the Kings. Again, obviously the show's early, so, wait. Sit on the bets a little bit. Again, watch our guy Mike M. Closing time. He'll get you all those last-second news bits you need if you want to make a bet there. Shout out to Mike M. The NBA definitely reveals itself the later in the days it goes, so it's easier then. But yeah, I'd much rather have the Kings here. Connor, what do you think?
Shout out to our guy DC Capper. Yeah, I don't mind Wake Forest. I was looking at that total, though. Like, it just wakes so up and down and quick. It can score. And it's kind of like NC State plays to whoever they're against a little bit, their pace. They would rather go quick than NC State. So I was looking a little bit at that over. I had this circled as a lean for me, Wake NC State. So I just wanted to hit on that. I get what you're talking about. This is a short line for the Suns. So everyone's back. Beal's in, healthy. They beat the Lakers, beat the Blazers. He had a ton of threes in that game. Real quick on a prop I was looking at. I didn't know what the 2.5 would be. He's hit a bunch as he's been back. And I'm like, as long as he takes 8, which he easily can, Bradley Beal, his 1.5 is -160. I don't want that. You'd have to go to the 2.5, but you could probably get that maybe a little plus money. But I think Bradley Beal's threes in this game at home could be good because I think there's some points. Whether we get over 244, I don't know. But the Suns, for me, haven't been a team I've really wanted to back. This is a short number. And the Kings, though, one place I want them as a dog, Jose, especially laying points, just not been really profitable for the Kings, even though, their overall record was good. They were really, really red hot to start the year. And they've been good against the Suns. They've already beat them twice. Different guys were out, so you'd have to go back those 2 games in December, 114-106 in Phoenix and 120-105 in Sacramento. But I think the Kings run and gun with them too. I lean them +4, but I don't want to be involved.
All right. I'm not going to bet any of these basketball games. I fucking can't stand betting the NBA, but I will stay off as well. Conflicting reports there as well in the chat. Ron Crawford, spreadsheet play of the day, Kings +5. Sweaty Butcher on the Suns and saying the last of a 5-game road trip for the Kings. The teams are 3-12 straight up and 4-11 against the spread this season. And by the way, NHL spreadsheet Dallas Stars. So thank you,
like that,
Ron Crawford, for that. All right, last game of our illustrious show here. We appreciate everyone. Thank you guys for sticking in. I have a little bit of sand in me today, so thank you guys as always for bringing levity to my days. I have not had a good day here today, so I appreciate you guys. Especially
what's wrong? Why are you?
I'm just standing my pussy today, Connor. Just a bad day.
What's going on? The day's young. It's fucking 11 o'clock.
Yeah, so I got some annoying news this morning. I got pissed off. I've already destroyed some things. Have a hole in my closet door now. It's gonna be great. So,
you kicked it or punched it?
Threw something at it. I'm not. You know, these little hands. These are pillows for fists, Connor. I throw things. I'm a thrower.
He's a thrower. Throw a baseball?
No, this was a controller, but I did throw one outside. Yes.
Damn. Hey, anger issues.
They definitely can happen. Yes, I get it. You know, I'm like a volcano, Connor. Sometimes I just have to erupt a little bit. All right, so last game, Clippers Thunder. Here's the thing. I love both of these teams, and I don't like saying that about the Clippers. I really don't. I'm shocked to see them being one of the West's best teams. I didn't think the James Harden thing would work at all, but right now he's doing great. And I love the Oklahoma City Thunder just because I like how they built their squad. Chet's very interesting. SGA is very good. But I can't really bet against either one of these teams, Connor. 6.5, I think, is a little aggressive. I'm going to be honest. But again, you have to keep your eyes out on the injury report and see who's in, who's out, because it's early right now. Who knows what could happen going into this. So it's interesting. And the nice thing about this game is, according to ESPN, there's no players on the Oklahoma City Thunder on the injury report, and only Zubac is out until the 24th. So it looks like we're good here. But I still don't trust this league. I still don't trust James Harden, Kawhi Leonard, and Paul George to play games. So I'd wait. But if anything, I'm betting the Thunder here, but nothing here from me. What do you think here, Conor Mac?
Yeah, Clippers playing a lot better as of late.
Yeah.
Now back to laying kind of this number. Thunder playing well too. They just drop it. That game against the Lakers just last night. Just kind of an off game. So I think if you go to it here, you just go to SGA. Every time he hasn't got to 30, I think he had 24 last night, he's come back and had over 30-point night. It's just been automatic. The 30.5 is -135. The juice is a little high, but I'm looking at that. If I can get it lower, I'm going to take his over 30.5. I think he shows up with this younger team. And as much as the Clippers, maybe it is, this reminds me back to the Thunder would be catching points. Now they're more of a team laying points as a favorite, and you got to pick your spots with them. And now all of a sudden the Clippers turn around after they've been horrible. These guys starting to play together. They've been better. One more prop I want to hit with the Clippers. This one's moved up to 13.5. Was Powell. He's been money in 8 of 10. He's gotten over the 12.5, but they bumped into the 13.5 and -130. That's keeping me off, but he's been very, very good cashing that prop if you want to look to that. So, yeah, SGA, he's got a kind of a bum knee. He's going to play. There's not a problem. Everyone's good here for the Clippers. Zubac, of course, is out. He's dealing with the calf injury. Should be a big one. I wonder if this goes – I don't think we go to 7, here. But I'm interested a little bit. And everything's here, the Clippers. They think they pound them here. So I wanted more time with it. I hate to say that. NBA has been very good to me. I'll take my time. Sorry, there's only 3 games today. I wish there was more to have bets. So I'm just going to wait.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Again, it might not make for the most entertaining videos in the world, but we're trying to make money.
We're trying to make money. I'm leaning OKC, and I already told you those props, especially SGA. I'm probably have something on that. yeah, this is another good day. The NBA has been really, really good, locked in, so I don't want to just fuck around throwing out plays.
Yeah, no, and I'm glad you don't there, Conor Mac. So we appreciate your efforts there. But
Pirate Pete,
yeah,
Pete at sea. Man, I wish he could have popped in at sea.
You know, I would. He wanted to. He definitely wanted to. And he was like, I can do the show. I can do it. These Wi-Fi. And I was like, all right, Pete, we can do it. And then late last night, he admitted defeat. And he's like, yeah, the Wi-Fi sucks.
The Wi-Fi sucks.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I was like, yeah, Pete, you're in the middle of the fucking ocean. You're not going to get Wi-Fi there. But shout out to Pete. I love Pete. Hope he's doing a great job or having a great time out there in the seas. And who knows? By now, he might be the captain of the ship. You know, I wouldn't be surprised.
Hey, yeah, that guy.
Yeah,
nothing's out of
He'll
him.
talk his way into just let me steer. I can navigate us, and I'd give him the sticks. All right, Connor, let's go over our action here. Again, short cards for the NBA, but we have a girthy one in college basketball. Let's start off with that NBA card first here, Connor. Any official plays for you here to start off?
No, nothing here.
None. Okay, good. Makes my
life SGA. I've just got to find a better juice. I really don't want to do 31.5, even though I think he gets there. I'd rather get this 30.5. And like I said, I'm looking at OKC.
Yeah, and I like that Shea prop a lot as well. There's not a soul on the Clippers that can guard him, I assume. And if they're going to put Kawhi on Shea, I think Shea's just going to be too fast. So I agree with that wholeheartedly there. Terry Coker, happy birthday pick tomorrow for sure. I got you, my guy. I will try and let Jimmy know. And if I don't, just say it, and I'm sure Jimmy will give you a birthday pick.
I'll be on tomorrow. I'll hit you with one.
Beautiful. So there you go, Tori. So there we got you for sure. All right. No action in an NBA for either one of us there. Let's go over our lovely college basketball slate. I'll go first here, Connor, and Cabby is in the chat now. So I'll say this to start off. I'm on Kansas State money line -110. He's on Baylor. Good luck, Cabby. I am on Penn State.
Is he on full game or first half?
Great question. He usually takes first half. So yeah, let us know in the chat. Dabby, I just saw that people said you were on Baylor. I don't know what. I'm on full game. Penn State +6. Miami, Ohio. Full game money line -105. Pick them. You guys get it. St. John's -1. I believe I'm going to be on. I've got that one in italics because I got to, make sure I want to, bet size appropriately, that good stuff. But I will tweet all this out, obviously. So if you don't see St. John's on my card, that's why. But my last college basketball bet is that parlay, the 3 legs. The unranked teams favored against the ranked teams +351, according to Billy Friedrich. I think he said on DraftKings. Cincinnati, Kansas State, New Mexico, parlaying all those 3 up and seeing if I can have a pretty decent day. Conor Mac picks. What are your selections in the college basketball slate?
Shout out to everyone in the chat. Yeah, Bob, I agree. I think that's a good night. BJ Torrey, the fix is in. Smoking Tree, Ron Crawford, NC State is his spreadsheet in college. JP Taylor, Leonard Porsche, my man. Great to see you. There's Cab, Mr. Baylor, Markel, King Al, Sweaty Butcher, Rick J, Brent Cook, DC Capper, BT, Robert Franklin, James Parm, Ian, Billy Friedrich. Shout out to all you guys, all the real ones up in here. Joseph Gomez, Jimmy Gomez, the Gomez brothers in here, Nathan Cerna. Oh, you guys appreciate it. Indiana +10, little square, home dog, taking it at the crib. Temple SMU under 139. I'm just shocked this has gone this far. I love it. And I'm on +1.5. Give me them. Hot team. Winners of what? 7 of 8, 8 or 9. 4 in a row. I want them at home. Should be a good game, though. And these were the leans. We talked about Penn State. And this was a way for me. This line keeps going high. Iowa State, BYU. If it creeps a little more, maybe up to 145, 146, I will maybe hit the under there. And my only other lean, we were talking about Wake, NC State, the over.
Beautiful.
I don't mind St. Louis, too. We mentioned that. It's just was kind of a lean for me. I'm not taking the 13.5.
All right, beautiful. And was that minus 110 for everything there?
Yeah, for the most part. There might be like a minus 108. I'll text you it. I'll show you it. Yeah.
Awesome. That is perfectly all right with me. Conor Mac picks. I appreciate it. I think I'm going to add SGA over points, by the way. So,
where are you at? What is the juice right now?
I've got to look that up. So that
yeah. Okay. Yeah. I just need to find something decent, and I'll take it. Just
because I like the angle. Shitty game and shitty, in parentheses, whatever the fuck those are. I like the angle that he's playing his former team again as well. I saw that in the chat. I like all of that. So I will probably be on his over points there as well with you guys. I just have to do the line shopping and all that stuff for it because props, especially, are annoying to find on Bet Online, admittedly. All right. Conor, It's been a lovely time talking with you. I love capping any sport with you. You can do it all, so I appreciate your willingness to do so. Where can the people find you at?
Conor Mac picks on X. I finally remember to say X. Jose, throw it up.
Throw up the
DMX.
Yeah, I'm still gonna say Twitter, but shout out to Elon, I guess. Whatever. Good job.
Yeah, I still say it too. I just remembered it right now. But I'll be here tomorrow morning, breaking it down with Jimmy. Me and Cab are live Saturday mornings. So that's it. Let's have a day.
Let's have a day. Conor Mac, thank you for joining me as always. I appreciate your knowledge. We'll see you tomorrow.
Peace.
All right. Beautiful work there from all of our guests. It's a great time whenever we can do these shows and just break it up. It's nice to talk ball with you guys, to chat. You guys made my annoying, pissed off mood this morning better. So I appreciate you guys. And yeah, Nasty Nate puts it best. Can't wait to have some beers with Conor Mac picks. Pubapalooza, only a few months away. It's gonna be here close, or it's gonna be closer than you guys realize. Every day it goes by, it's gonna get closer and closer, and it's gonna be fun. I can't wait. Admittedly, it is my most busy and stressful time of the year. However, I cannot wait for it. It's going to be a lot of fun. So shout out to you guys, Nasty Nate, Tori, Justin, Brent Cook, my guy Nuke Worker, who I can't wait to meet, JP Taylor, the fix is in, BJ, Ugnaught, Ian Shaber, Smoking Tree, Bob Hobbit in here, Ronnie Crawford. Thank you for dropping your spreadsheets play today. We got to play this at least one time for you, Ronnie. Shout out to you, Ron, and everyone in here as well. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun day. We have today's Tuesday, so Bankroll Blitz tonight with Troy and Jimmy. Short show, comparatively speaking, obviously, to those Week 18 and all those shows. But it's going to be a fun game or a fun show. A lot of good games. And I'll tell you guys this. My 13-point bomb is coming in the confidence pool. So it's going to be fun. I cannot wait. So appreciate you guys, Tori. All you guys have been great to me. I'm going to go wallow in depression until then. So appreciate you guys. Say hey. See you guys next time.